if I may, we have before us the 17-page proposal tonight. How inappropriate is it for me to ask for 15 minutes to read it?
It's probably none at all. I've been trying to thumb through it, trying to listen to him at the same time. It's pretty much impossible.
You know, if this is not a
light
rubber stamp project, I certainly I welcome the input, but if it's going to have an impact on us this evening, and it certainly should, I'd like the opportunity to.
And just so that you understand also, I mean, in no way would I imply or intend that a document that was submitted should be rubber stamped. Fortunately or unfortunately, in the week preceding this meeting, the children were out of school and we were away, so everything didn't quite get to you as quickly as we would otherwise have liked. And it's completely appropriate to take all the time you want to consider the documents.
You can excuse us from them.
Jerry. I'm not done with you yet.
Again, the public hearing is closed on this. For the record, my name is Jerry Goldman. I'm the attorney and agent for RSM Irondequoit Bay Development. The public hearing aspect is closed. We're available to answer any questions that the board may have.
Well, I had a question regarding the elimination of the docks.
Yes.
That came to us at the workshop.
That's
got
correct.
A new set of site drawings. So I wondered if anybody wanted to give a quick summary on why.
There were questions that have been raised over the course of the deliberations and over the course of the last couple of months with regard to the overall intensity of the project, not necessarily challenging the compliance with the code, but regardless of compliance with the code, there was a feeling on the part of some board members that perhaps if there was some lessened impact as a result of having less docks that were available, whether that would be something that would be entertained by the applicant or whether the applicant would be willing to do that. After consideration and after taking a look at the questions that have been raised and the issues that have been brought up relative to Newport Cove and everything else, it was the decision of the applicant to remove the last finger, which has 22 slips in it, from the site. What that does, in essence, is that it lessens the code parking demand by 13 spaces, adds additional spaces to the inventory which is available for the residents, guests, and for the boaters on the site. And we believe that now, with essentially an excess of spaces, which numbers somewhere between 30 to 40 over code requirements, that hopefully everyone is satisfied that there is sufficient area on the site which is dedicated for parking on the site. Again, we were compliant with the code prior to that point, but it was our feeling that we would acknowledge the concern which was raised relative to intensity, not with regard to density, but intensity of the use on the site.
Okay. I have another quick question for you.
Yes.
Did you ever discuss, or the applicant, the restrictions they were going to put on the marina, existing marina uses, or users, I guess I should say, that would come down and park? Because I don't know, unless I completely missed something. I was talking to a friend of mine that has a boat down there, and they said they got a letter, and they're only going to be limited to 2 vehicles, that kind of thing, with a permit and all that.
We have done, as early as our DEIS, presented draft language for the association, which deals with the operation of the marina in conjunction with the residential uses. Obviously, as the project develops, there may be more restrictions imposed internally with regard to it, but those have been presented and reviewed with this board. Our intention is to minimize the degree of impact, and to that regard, we're essentially scaling back because obviously there's going to be a community there, in addition to the marina itself.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, my recollection when we were here last month was that we weren't going to have a lot of Q&A, but that the applicant was going to come back with responses to questions. And I know I asked a couple that I haven't gotten responses to yet. So I don't know if this would be a appropriate time.
Sure.
Well, I asked last month. I thought that it would be answered as a part of the presentation. But there was a question regarding the LWRP goals and objectives, which are special use permit requirements, require that we satisfy, principle one being visual impacts, and I still welcome an answer to that question.
I think Mr. Knopf, our co-counsel, probably may be in a better position to talk about LWRP, but in the hiatus that you had from your staff time to coming back to the board, obviously there was a lot of analysis that occurred relative to visual impacts of this particular site, and in taking a look at what we should do and what we shouldn't do. The net result is alternative C, which is now the proposal, and what that does is essentially lopped off some height off of buildings 103 and 104, those near the eastern side or toward the bay side of the site, of which there may be some vistas. The fact of the matter is, also as a result of earlier discussions, these buildings were reoriented to provide some gaps so that people could actually see out from Mooring Line Drive.
I understand all that, Mr. Goldman, and I had stated at either the January or the December meeting that I had reviewed that analysis and that I still had questions. And do you have anything additional to provide beyond what's in the record?
We don't have anything more than what's in the record.
Thank you.
Recess for 15 minutes? Okay. All right, the board's going to take a recess for 15 minutes. Thank you.